Someone commented to me the other day saying that they wish they could hire a concierge to do some parts of their Trinidad planning and do the rest themselves. Kind of like mixing and matching or outsourcing some parts and holding on to other parts. And I thought to myself, yes, that's exactly how most women should be approaching Trinidad Carnival, especially for the first time. Because here's the truth, planning for Trinidad Carnival is not an all or nothing kind of thing. And those who think that it is usually end up very confused and overwhelmed. One of the biggest misconceptions about Trinidad Carnival is that you either A, hand everything over to a carnival concierge, or B, do every single thing yourself, from the research, the planning, the booking, the reserving, every single thing yourself. And neither extreme really works for any woman, especially if you're smart, intelligent, capable, and used to making decisions yourself. But you also don't want to spend months stressed out doing research, executing on things that you're not fully clear on. This is where mixing and matching, outsourcing comes into play. When women say that they want to hand over some of their planning to the professionals and then hold on to other parts, they're not necessarily meaning that they want things to be haphazard and unplanned and disorganized. It really points to strategic delegation. You keep control of the parts that matter the most to you, and you outsource the other parts that will cost you the most time, energy, or mistakes. But the key is knowing which parts those are. Let's start with the non-negotiables. Your makeup on Carnival Day is not something that you want to be figuring out at 4 a.m. in the morning, or even on Carnival Sunday or Carnival Saturday. This is where I always recommend outsourcing to the professionals, especially airbrush makeup. Why? It holds up in the hot Trinidad sun, it photographs beautifully in studio or out, and it simply removes stress on Carnival Day. You can plan your flights, you can book your hotel, but on Carnival Day, you want to sit down and have that part handled. This is exactly why my team offers luxury airbrush Carnival makeup experiences, so that no matter how you plan the rest of your trip, your face is taken care of. Another smart way to decide what you take control of and what you outsource is separating research from execution. You might hire someone or book a short consultation to help you understand which brands make the most sense for you, what areas of Port of Spain you want to stay in, or what your realistic timeline should look like. And then you go ahead and book everything yourself. This works really well for women who want to be involved but do not want to start from zero. Now, let's talk about what you can confidently do yourself without any regret. Your flights, as long as you know when Trinidad Carnival is and what your vacation time, your PTO you get from work looks like, you can choose which date you want to arrive in Trinidad and what date you want to leave from Trinidad. For the most part, that may be something that you can handle confidently on your own. Choosing your band, that's another area that you can do on your own. You can choose your own costume. You know which costume you will feel the most comfortable in. You could do that on your own. And deciding how long you want to stay. Some women want to go for just the Carnival weekend. So they fly in Carnival Wednesday, they fly out Ash Wednesday. 7 days, bada bing, bada boom. Other women, they want to get in much earlier. So they leave 2 weeks before Carnival Day and they leave a week or two after, making it out to be about a month or a month and a half. You know what works for your schedule, for Trinidad, and for your personal life, so you can decide how long you want to actually stay for the actual carnival. These are all personal decisions, and most women actually enjoy this part of the planning. The mistake isn't about doing it yourself. It's about doing it without clarity. This is where I want you to be really honest with yourself. Ask, do I like making decisions? Do I get anxious when things feel uncertain? Do I need reassurance, or do I trust my own judgment? You have to get really honest with yourself right now. If you like control but hate disorder, then outsourcing some parts of your planning and holding on to other parts of your planning is your sweet spot. If you hate making decisions, or you feel like you just do not have the time to do any of the research and the execution, or you get overwhelmed really easily, then a Carnival concierge is perfect for you. And if you love research, but you want your experience to feel elevated, then partial support is the answer. In my many years of going to Trinidad Carnival, I have come across women who have approached this in a variety of ways. Some women, they book their flight and hotel, but then hired professionals for their makeup, getting their flight tickets. Other women, they full out use a Carnival concierge. Another woman, she used a concierge for her accommodation and for her beauty experience, but then chose her band herself. And another woman, She booked her flight and her accommodation herself and then hired professionals to pick up her costume and to pick up her packages for the various events where that was appropriate. So there you see, there is no one way to do it. You find what works for you and you go full throttle in that way. And note, these are real women, real experiences, and real success in how they handle planning their Trinidad Carnival. They knew what they wanted, they knew what they are capable of, and they executed on the areas that they felt comfortable executing on, and they delegated the areas that either they didn't feel confident in or they just knew that's not an area that they wanted to take control of. And knowing which parts of the planning really matters to you is what you really have to get to the bottom of. And this is where my 15-minute consultation comes in. Not to plan your entire carnival trip, but to help you identify what you should handle yourself, what you should not handle yourself, and where your plan might break down if you are not careful. Sometimes it really comes down to knowing yourself and not knowing yourself. And this 15-minute consultation would help you identify what parts really work for you and what parts do not. It's a clarity conversation, nothing more and nothing less. Women who enjoy Trinidad Carnival the most are not the ones who spend the most money. They are the ones who know what they want, they know what they don't want, and aren't trying to do everything just to prove that they can. Delegating, outsourcing, and taking control of the things that matter to you is not a shortcut. It's actually maturity. If you're already planning to be on the road for Trinidad Carnival and you want your parents to be one less thing that you have to think about, my Airbrush Carnival makeup experiences are available for you to reserve. This is one area that I do not recommend leaving to chance. And if you are still in the early stages of planning Trinidad Carnival for next year, or you feel stuck between choices, book a 15-minute consultation with me. We'll quickly identify what makes sense for you without overcomplicating things. You don't need to do Trinidad Carnival one specific way in order for it to be amazing. You just need to do it intentionally. And sometimes that means knowing where to step in and when to step back. If this video helped you, leave a comment. And if you were on the fence wondering whether you can mix and match or outsource, delegate, hold on to some aspects of your planning, this episode was for you. That's it for me. Until next time, stay beautiful.